BBC Radio 2 online, on digital radio and on 88 and 91 FM.
Now the BBC News at 2 o'clock. This is Alan Dedicoat. A man from Birmingham, Harry Street, has admitted having guns and bombs at his home. The court heard he'd been involved in a dispute with his neighbours, and the judge was told that under the name Barry Williams, he'd killed 5 people, including his neighbours, in 1978, crimes for which he was held in a secure mental hospital until 1994. Sky News say they're saddened by the apparent suicide of a woman they'd accused of spreading abuse on the internet about the parents of Madeleine McCann. The body of Brenda Leyland was found at a hotel in Leicestershire. A reporter had confronted her a few days earlier. She'd said she'd had a right to her opinions. An expert on social media, Carl Miller, says the law on internet comments is clear.
If you actually look at the law that's on the books, trolling is probably illegal. The Communications Act and the Malicious Communications Act has wording in both of them which says that it is illegal to send a communication deliberately which is offensive or grossly indecent, which is basically the definition of trolling.
Sriyan Duani from Bristol has formally denied murdering his wife on their honeymoon in South Africa. The trial in Cape Town is expected to last for several weeks. The Business Secretary Vince Cable has accused his Conservative coalition partners of trying to destroy the welfare state. Mr Cable told the Liberal Democrat Party conference in Glasgow that Tory plans to cut spending by a further £25 billion after the next general election would do great harm to key services. Political staff say his onslaught underlines the determination of senior Lib Dems to distance themselves from the Conservatives. In his speech, Mr Cable said his party would be ready to raise taxes and borrow more.
Key public services have already been cut to the bone, from legal aid, local government to policing and defence. And the Tories are ideologically obsessed by cuts because they see it as a way of destroying public service and the welfare state which they detest.
Virgin Atlantic is to close its short-haul service Little Red, which operates domestic flights within the UK. In a statement, the airline said Little Red hadn't been able to make a positive contribution to the company. The flights will end next year. A law's come into force in Jersey, making the wearing of cycle helmets compulsory for children under the age of 14. It's the first time such a law has been brought in the British Isles. Lakshmi Gopal reports.
From today, most young cyclists in Jersey will have to wear a cycle helmet while riding, or as a passenger in a trailer being pulled by a bike. Anyone caught without could face a £50 fine. The new law applies to all children under the age of 14, and there are already calls for it to be extended to all cyclists on the island, no matter what their age. Jersey is the first place in the British Isles to bring in a cycle helmet law, though other countries such as Australia have had similar legislation for many years.
Lakshmi Gopal reporting, and that's the BBC News at 3 minutes past 2, and next at 3.
Patrick